What is going on YouTube? In today's video, we are talking specifically about Icon and all the movement they've had in their project in the last 45 to 50 days. I'm talking about partnerships, growing ecosystems, MOUs, etc. We'll even look at price points. All that is coming up right now. What is going on, guys? Rodney here with Crypto Bros. Welcome to today's video. As I said, we are talking specifically about Icon, and we are looking at the last 45 or 50 days in terms of the announcements they've had, in terms of all the news updates they've released, including different partnerships, growing their ecosystems, etc. We'll even look at some price points, decide if it is a good time to buy or not. Full transparency, yes, I am invested in Icon. Yes, I want to see it do very well. Yes, I continue to kind of pump money back into the project just because I truly believe that it has some of the largest potential, out of 2018 and beyond. As always, nothing I say here is financial advice. It is just my personal opinion. Before we jump into today's video, though, I do have some slides that I put together that we'll look at in just a second, but I wanted to take a second and say thank you to everyone who has been subscribing to the channel. I think you guys are awesome. Really appreciate you guys. All that being said, let's jump right in. The first update we're actually going to look at is the fact that Icon has yet again signed another MOU. So Icon and the W Foundation, a nonprofit organization for environmental preservation and refugee relief, signed an MOU to apply blockchain technology to the W Green Pay, a pollution reduction compensation system. If you don't know what an MOU is, that is a memorandum of understanding. MOUs are generally used to document a relationship of goodwill between parties. These aren't necessarily a binding contract, but these can be under the right stipulations. Anyway, the W Foundation has been partnering with government agencies, enterprise, and international organizations since 2012 to operate the Hooksy campaign to mitigate the release of greenhouse gases. They have now introduced the WGP to incentivize general citizens in addition to their institutions already part of their agreement. So again, we're seeing this tokenized economy. This time they are partnering with Icon. WGP is a blockchain-based reward system that rewards individual greenhouse gas mitigation efforts in addition to the utility as a real-life payment instrument. Since W Green Pay is a reward system provided to the people, it is important to have a security system. Through this, Icon and the W Foundation will cooperate to make WGP become a more stable blockchain project. So let's talk about the rebranding update that was just released on 9/1. So Iconloop has essentially identified a new corporate identity between the two parties. So if you guys take a step back and remember, like a month or so ago, it was a big deal that The Loop rebranded to Iconloop. And essentially what they've done is kind of divided each brand of this. So Iconloop and Icon will essentially be focused on two distinct markets. Iconloop has been focused on designing private blockchain networks for institutional and government clients, while Icon itself focused more on the dApps and the public blockchain infrastructures. In doing this, they're kind of combining both markets into one brand, bringing significant synergies to both parties. And at the same time, if we kind of think about how that works, with one working in the private sector and the other working in the public sector of blockchain, they're bringing kind of this interoperability layer between the two parties within their own brand. So very cool update to see. So looking at Icon's most recent partnership, they actually partnered with CertiK. Now, if you remember from like a month or two ago, Ontology has also partnered with CertiK. The reason this is so important for Icon specifically is the fact that they're going to be helping them secure the Icon ecosystem. We're about to look at a platform they're launching called ICX Station, and what that is an accelerator program. The benefit here is that all these new projects and dApps and things that will be launching on Icon will be able to fully take advantage of what CertiK has to offer. If you don't know what CertiK is, they are a smart contract auditing firm. They formally verify different blockchains. What they're going to be able to help them do is everything from like token sales to more complex smart contracts and all the security type piece on the back end. But what's really interesting about this specific partnership is the fact that the co-founder of CertiK is joining the ICX Station team as an advisor. Which brings me to my next point. What exactly is ICX Station? Well, ICX Station is going to be the accelerator program of Icon. What they're doing is they're building these different hubs known as launch pads in major like blockchain-based cities around the world. They're going to have one in Seoul, South Korea. They'll even have one in San Francisco. But the goal here is to help blockchain projects launch their project faster. Not only do it faster, but put it on top of Icon specifically. And I think this is a really smart idea, and we're seeing other projects do this as well. If you caught my update from Zilliqa from like a week or so ago, they have the same type of kind of promotion running called Build on Zill. They're inviting different developers or different projects to build specifically on their platform. Not only that, they're giving them money to do it. So what's smart about this is, yes, they're paying an upfront cost to get these guys on here, but A, the project has to be worth it, but B, the most important thing is they're building out their ecosystem. And we'll actually check out Icon's ecosystem. It might be bigger than you think, but overall, this is a huge piece for these guys, and I really respect the play here. And I'm just going to read this one quick part, and we will move on. So, projects accepted on ICX Station will be able to focus on what is important, their project. While entrepreneurs stay focused on building the business, Launchpad managers will take care of everything else. This includes smart contract auditing, law firms, marketing firms, fundraising support, technical support from Icon experts, even white paper review. Essentially, if there's any roadblocks that these projects run into, Icon is there to kind of help them break through so they don't get stalled up. Again, super smart on their part, focused on building out their ecosystem. And I think this is a great investment, especially as more projects build on top of this and they see the successes. It just becomes a very cyclical system. So that leads me into Deblock. And if you haven't heard about the relationship between Deblock and Icon, Deblock is essentially the official VC arm / accelerator of Icon. They're actually supposed to have this new Medium article out today, kind of breaking down exactly what they're doing and kind of how that relationship works with Icon. But essentially, they are dedicated to building out the Icon ecosystem. Deblock will actually manage the sole launchpad for the ICX Station, and over the last month, they've claimed that they've met with over 50 projects. A lot of them Korean projects, but the fact that there's a want there to build on top of Icon means they're doing something right. They're breaking these projects down. They're deciding who can get in, who can't. So cool to see this relationship there. And last but not least, just a couple other notable news articles, and the first one being the $5 million buyback program. This was actually announced maybe a month or so ago, but it is currently in limbo as they need approval from the Swiss Foundation. The ICX that is going to be repurchased through this program will be locked up for at least 6 months. After that period ends, ICX is going to be used for community revitalization. What I think is super interesting about this is, one, that they are reinvesting back into their own project. I think everybody knows this is fairly great, but two, do they know something that we don't know? Like, 6-8 months from now, will their token be valued at $1.50, $2, $2.50? I don't know. The thing to remember here is that at one point in time, Icon was trading right around 12 bucks. So if they're buying $5 million worth of it back right now, that could pay off huge dividends later in time. Nonetheless, super interesting to see. I think everybody knows the fact that Ledger Nano is killing it, as they are going to support the ICX token. They're obviously leading the way right now with OneChain and a handful of others that you can put right on the ledger. Also, in terms of Icon, they did make the announcement that they will be releasing their yellow paper soon. This is just going to be talking about different governance pieces as well as transaction fees, a couple other things that are on there. And then also, last but not least, is the WeBlock pre-sale will begin on October 1st. This is a big deal because it is the world's first blockchain that will be launching its token event solely with Icon. So really cool to see that as their ecosystem continues to grow. So last thing I want to look at today is the Icon price point, and it's currently trading at 95 cents. Now, if you were to ask me if this is good to get into in the current time frame, it would really depend on your goals. If you're looking for a short-term flip, I would say probably not, because we're just coming off almost a 100% gain on this. But if you're looking maybe for a long-term portfolio addition, I definitely don't think buying Icon under $1 is ever a bad play. The last time we saw those prices was early November. I'm talking like November 4th, November 10th of 2017. Other than that, we really haven't seen prices this low aside from its recent low. Now, if you're going for the short-term play, again, I wouldn't necessarily advise this, and really nothing I'm saying here is financial advice, and I'm not necessarily any type of wizard in terms of TA. But on August 14th, we were trading at 50 cents, and we're just under $1. So if you're looking for that short-term flip, I'm not sure that this is the best time to play. But if you're cost averaging into your portfolio, I definitely don't think it's a bad move. But as always, do your own homework. And again, just looking at its all-time high, Icon's all-time high was $12.11, and it has retraced 92% from its all-time high. So once we actually reach that, if you were to buy today and we would get to those new heights, that is an easy 12x for your money, so never a bad move. And again, I think Icon's a great project. Will it get there? Sure. Someday, I'm sure it will. It'll just take patience, as all of these crypto projects do. But anyway, guys, that is what I got for price points. And the very last thing I actually want to share is this Icon network. I actually just recently came across this in my research, but it's actually huge to see how big their kind of spider web is growing. We'll start over here with just their ICX station. This is just all the different ICOs and projects that are going to be launching on the blockchain. I think most people have heard of Blue Whale. There's Weeblock, Zen Sports, etc. When we start moving across different projects with the W Foundation, Ecosystem Support, Deloitte, CertiK, we've seen those guys, Ecosystem Builder, Nexo. And as we get down here into the Iconloop, like, look at how crazy this web is right here of all these, connecting pieces in banking, healthcare, education. A really nice job in kind of growing this funky little ecosystem. Joint ventures with Uchain, the Interoperability Alliance with Wanchain and Aeon, strategic partnerships with Kyber and a handful of other ones, but really just a pretty strong, fundamental basis here to kind of tie everything together. So that is all I have for you guys today. Super pumped about Icon. If you can't tell, it's one of my favorite projects, one that I have a lot of hope for. And overall, not necessarily trying to shill it, but just bring you the updates, share my opinion. As always, guys, I really appreciate y'all tuning in. I'll be back again with another cryptocurrency video, so stay tuned. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, there should be a beer can up in the left-hand corner. If you click that, that will subscribe you to the channel. As always, I appreciate you, and have a good night.